Hello and welcome, PFL Plebs Football League fans. It is week 3. Can you believe it? We have already made it to week 3 of our fledgling 8-team football league. It has been a league of ups and downs, and we are looking to see if that continues. Also, no worries for confusing it with the PWF, the Plebs Wrestling Federation. I've made that same mistake, and I own it! But anyway, we have 4 fantastic games planned for tonight. It is a night of narratives. It is a night for some teams to rewrite their story and for some others to see if they can maintain the ink on that pen. The Wyverns and Cruz Azul looking to maintain their undefeated streak. In the meantime, Toronto and Dublin looking for that first win. It's been 2 weeks of misery for some teams, 2 years of sweet victory for others, and 2 weeks of some struggling for other teams. I may have said years instead of weeks. I work a full-time job, so this is just a thing on the side. But welcome everybody. Hoping you have a fun time out tonight. Please make yourselves known in the chat. Feel free to talk as much shit as you please. This is not a professional football league, despite my best efforts. We are still rough and tumble garage band. That's the signal I like to send. And before we get going with Game 1, the question of the day that I have posted, which our friend of the channel Ivy Snore has answered, which sport do you feel like was most likely invented by aliens, just based on the sheer lunacy of the rules? His answer was cricket or underwater hockey. I say a good couple of answers. I would say curling or rugby. Now that I have pissed off one of our most regular viewers, we can get on with the game. Our first matchup tonight is going to see if a team can remain undefeated. It is the 2-0 Missouri Wyverns versus the 1-1 Hell Los Supremos. I hope you're ready, folks. It's going to be a great evening of football. And we are getting our cameras going on the field here, and we are just moments away. Camera crew's having some trouble, and it's looking like we're going to get down, folks. And live from Wyverns Keep, the home stadium of this Missouri team, they're going to be looking to maintain their undefeated streak. We are week 3 into a 7-week regular season. All out-of-conference opponents today, but every single bit counts. But we will see if the records can change. Also, Ivy Snore, you may not have the time, I don't know. If you'd like to hop on for commentary, I'm fine with that. If not, I am more than used to doing the job myself. But we'll see if more people turn up. It is a Saturday. I've had historically not great luck with viewership on Saturdays, but the VOD will be up on the Ginger Giant 645 YouTube channel that's linked on the homepage. El Supremo, Richard, and Ivan the Terrible looking to make themselves known on this hell team. And on the Wyverns side, Latios, and Ivy Snore looking to make their presence known throughout the game. What a pairing, that Latios and Latias. Strong safety and free safety, respectively. And now we go down to the field for the coin toss. It's heads. We'll see what that means. Missouri will kick. So Missouri will kick first, and Missouri will get possession at the start of the second half of this football game. And to touch back, that's not the last time we'll see one of those. In fact, we'll probably be seeing that a lot more tonight. And it is handed off. Oh, he shirks a defender. That's a big run early on in the game. And thank you, Ivy. We have got in-game audio going now. Like I said, not a professional football league. We are very much getting our start, but that will be a huge gain early on. Ooh, and a big sack will stop him. Moultrie says no further for you. We'll have to see if Hell can recover their run game. It's only second down, but that's a hell of a stop. And it is a first. That's a big catch from Richard. Not by a Richard after his surprise realiving during the PWF. Same guy. And El Supremo looking. And he will find his man. Called a gain of 7. But this is definitely a case of a team trying to scrape up for what it can get versus a undefeated team looking to make sure that that doesn't change. And we're now on third down. Hell, unsuccessful on this goal line drive so far. Oh, and a catastrophically timed fumble. That's going to cost them. Missouri, they've been on the receiving end of many a good luck. Or many a few cases of good luck. We'll see if that continues. But so far, they've gotten all of the good signs that they've needed. You have to wonder if the luck is going to keep up for this team. Like, how much longer can it go? It's handed off to Ivy Snore. Another big run from Venusaur. Called a gain of 6. But this Hell defense, there are some potent players on it, but they're going to have to play better. A fumble at the goal line, that's just sloppy play. And I don't know about you, humble viewers, but this commentator is getting angrier at incompetence the more it happens in this league. But, of course, the real question tonight, there is Missouri and Cruz Azul looking to maintain their records. On the flip side, poor Dublin and Toronto. What a miserable first couple weeks. Toronto had a glint of hope in that first week, only to squander it like the Packers. I'll have to see if they can turn that around. At least they had some hope. Poor Dublin hasn't been able to do anything. And watch out, Venusaur's loose! And with a taunt, he will get it. This Hell defense has to do better. 55-yard run, that will be a Wyverns touchdown. And if Hell isn't careful, they're going to get the lead right before the half and be able to score again. Oh, and a blocked field goal! Nobunaga Oda says, no, sir! And that'll be a brutal stop to which should have been an easy chip shot. Cruz Azul and Hell both showing they have what it takes to block a kick. And now, Hell's going to start over on the drive, see if they can take care of what they should have been able to last drive. Venusaur with a great rushing record. Oh, and Juan able to truck a defender for a 14-yard gain, but that will keep the clock running if they don't call a timeout. And they have 2 timeouts remaining. El Supremo trying to lead this offense. Right now, the place of Hell in the league is uncertain. Not a sentence I thought I would say. Second down, minute and 2 seconds left in the half. And it is 2nd and 1. Hell has to make this if they want to remain competitive, because Missouri will have it at the start of the second. Satan with a 3-yard run, and he'll get the first, but time is of the essence, and that's not going to be good enough if they want to score before the end of the half. Oh, and they miss him. Evil Giant eating up the yardage. That is a 42-yard catch. That is huge. Maybe the sign of hope for this this Hell offense, but we'll have to see. Half a minute left in the game, or in the half. And El Supremo looking unbelievably Evil Giant with another reception. He's having a good afternoon now. And they're going to go for the extra point. Will they get blocked as well? And they will not. They actually take the lead. That being said, about half a minute left in this half. You don't want to give Missouri any time. And if Missouri is able to capitalize before the end of the half, they could easily take a 2-score lead with having the ball at the start of the second half. It's all based on timing. Timing so crucial in this league with 2-minute quarters. And Ivy's looking. He's looking. He has some open men. And Mewtwo with a 15-yard catch. Looks like Hell is trying to play a prevent defense. That's not like them at all. They usually go for the throat. And yeah, plenty of men in the back. They're just trying to use time, which I don't think is the wise move with this Missouri offense. As a 6-yard pass on the play. 7 seconds left. This will likely be either the last or second to last play of the half. And he's looking. Ivy does a huge pass. It's tipped, and he almost caught it off the deflection, but Hernan Cortez's deflection does stand before we go to halftime. Would have been a huge potential touchdown before the end of the half. And so far, Evil Giant, the only weapon consistently working on this Hell offense, and Venusaur rushing the team to victory. But it is now a 7-6 ball game with Missouri having the ball at the start of the second half. But before we move on, what are the fans saying? Hype Frank just sending out some stats. First half is close. Dragoon_Jericho saying this game is fun, but both teams would lose to the Plunder. I don't even know who that is. I think that's some other league, someone trying to come in. Wyvern's not involving too much at the half. Only 15 total yards. That's one pass to Mewtwo, to be fair. And finally, Super IT22. So good to see the Wyverns and their garbage squad cry like children. That is definitely a Hell fan if I've ever seen one. And they will do the kickoff, and this will most likely be a touchback if this follows the pattern like any of the previous games. And yep, that'll sail out of bounds. And the Wyverns will have the football. Hell's got to be careful. They do technically have the lead, but based on how the timing's going to work out, I could easily see the Wyverns having the last possession and getting the last touchdown. It'll all be based on how the rhythm goes. Ivysaur looking to lead this squad to continue their uncontested streak. Oh, and watch out! Venusaur has broken loose, and he is brought down, but he is having an absolutely phenomenal evening. 5 attempts, 107 yards rushing. And so far, he's about the one part of the team that's working, literally carrying the team on his massive back that has a flower on it. And Ivy passes, and it is caught. Risky pass, but Dragonite manages to open up the game for them. And Hell just trying to do anything on defense. Every defense in the PFL has been unable to stop this Wyverns offense. And that's a 6-yard completed pass on the play. Wyverns, they are in scoring range, but with 52 seconds left in the third, Hell has to wonder how timing is going to work out for him. Ivy's looking, he'll find his man, and that's a touchdown. Charizard with a 10-yard catch. 3 receptions for 24 yards and a touchdown. Venusaur definitely the MVP for the team so far, but Charizard will make it. They line up for the field goal, and will that turn out like last time? It will! He's blocked again! Nobunaga Oda, the absolute menace on this. Their line is not able to keep Hell away from their kicker. And that's another touchback. And Hell, if they're able to keep scoring 1-point conversions, they might win just sheerly by bleeding them at the goal line for those extra points. El Supremo is looking, and he finds a wide-open man. He will find Wahuan, proving himself to be a dual threat. Is second in inches, not able to get the first. Wahuan, known as the terror of Latino Hell, had a showdown with his good counterpart last week in a match that tore... Oh, and he's loose! Watch out! Satan with a huge run! That's 34 yards on the play. Ooh. But as I was saying, Wahuan facing the Heat last week in a game that tore our good friend Pokelocker apart. His two favorite teams had to face each other. This week will be a similar conflict for Humco when Cruz Azul faces the Hype Komodos in the third game of the night. Alright, night has fallen. The only thing left to see is can Hell even this game up or even surpass it? And Satan with a 7-yard run. Hell has to really carefully manage that clock. They're close enough that I don't know if there's much they can do, but you give Missouri enough time, defenses have been unable to stop them. Risky pass to Satan is caught for 5 yards. And for those fans wondering when the PWF will return, it will likely be after the conclusion of the season, because I only have so much spare time. Mega Charizard X deflecting the attempted pass. Only version of Charizard that's actually a dragon. That's why Ivy would allow him on the team. El Supremo lining up again. And he will find his man, Richard, with a 12-yard catch. A hidden weapon in this game. Richard has been making some contributions. And he'll kick it away. And they'll take the 2-point lead, but you have to... If I'm the Supremos, I'm worried at this point because you're giving Missouri a field to work with and over a minute to make their way down that field. That is not a good position to be in, especially if they manage the clock poorly enough, they might leave enough for another touchdown, but if they take the lead, it's going to be tough for Hell to counter that. Oh, and a missed defender. They knew Venusaur was coming, but unable to stop him. And that will eat up the clock, although Missouri calls a timeout. Trying to spare themselves enough time. They have to balance it out, not leaving Hell enough time to for reprisal. And Venusaur again with a catastrophic run. And now Hell is on the defensive, or on the offensive. They have to make this game work now. Wyverns are going to take the lead with that. This game is all going to come down to the clock. All these denied field goals. And another one, but it might be for nothing. Because, yeah, this is a 4-point game. Hell cannot seal this one with a field goal. They have to score. Oh, and they're going to take it on the field. That could eat up some clock that they can't afford. Missouri with a gut-wrenching 4-point lead. A little over half a minute in the fourth quarter. This is going to go down to the wire. Missouri playing a prevent defense. It's tipped. Ryko deflects the pass. You gotta wonder why they're not handing it to Juan more this game. He's a good running back. And they're not managing the clock that well anyway. This is going to be right down to the wire. And another pass. Satan will move the chain. Hell will use a timeout. How many do they have left? They do have 2 timeouts left. They could chip this away, but again, they can't field goal it. Oh, and it's tipped. That would have been massive for them. Unable to come up with it. And how much time will that leave? 9 seconds. This will likely be the last play or the second to last play. And with Missouri playing a prevent defense, you have to wonder if it's even possible. 1 second left on the clock. They have one last chance. No! I saw a second left on the clock, but it didn't happen. And Missouri will come away with the win, but some cracks in the armor. They were entirely saved by the clock that game. That was a 4-point game. And Missouri will walk away, but some of that aura of invincibility, I think, has gone away after this. Our interviewer on the ground saying, Venusaur, your strong performance today helped fuel this victory. How'd you stay focused? And we've seen interviews like this exactly before. Well, Ivysaur, enjoy your victory, but I think if the team continues to play like that, if they face a more competent offense that can chunk up that field better, I think they could have a rough series of weeks. But we will see how that goes. But Game 1, the Wyverns will maintain their 3-0 season, much to the chagrin of everyone who's not Ivysaur. So they will maintain it. The question is, will Cruz Azul be able to do the same? But before we can get to that, we have a matchup between a team looking to reestablish its reputation after losing in Week 2, and poor Toronto, who has not scored a win yet. It is the 1-1 Kansas City Chiefs-Burgers versus the 0-2 Toronto Rush. And this game should be one to see. We're going to get it stirred up in just a bit. And now we take you live to Kansas City. Whether it's the Kansas or Missouri side, who knows? But whatever it is, it's live from the Burger Shack. And some of the matchups, we're doing this less as we go throughout the season, because we have an idea of how these teams play. And tonight's rivals looking to make their impact known. On the Rush side, we have Signals, Cygnus X1, and Analog Kid. And for this Kansas City team, McDouble, Boneless Wings, and Holy Cheems, their QB. Cheems looking to put up a better performance than last week, and Toronto looking for that first win. And the coin is flipped. Toronto's going to have a tough time in this American crowd. American division, so far, much more successful than the foreign division. And that continued with that Missouri win. That'll just further increase the prestige of that American division. 4-1 struggling. Because, yeah, Hell is going to move to 1-2 after that loss. And that'll be returned for 16 yards. Kansas City starting with the ball, which means Toronto will get at the start of the second half. Maybe let them stage a little reverse comeback, like the ones they've suffered against so far. And he will stop that. Digital Man will take it for a 3-yard loss. And that pass play complete, but that will go backwards. That's not the direction they want to head in. Ball is snapped. Holy Cheems is looking. And he will complete a big pass to BK Whopper, who's been a very good impact player in a couple games so far. Even when Kansas City lost last week, his performances have always been solid. Kansas City had a 1-0 start, then it evened up to 1-1 last week due to some cocky play calling. We'll have to see if they keep that up. But you have to wonder if they keep up that kind of hot dogging, as would be characteristic of this team named after food. You have to wonder how disheartened Toronto would get if they lost to that. Oh, and another pass completed to Big Mac. That's a 17-yard catch. Toronto continuing to let them eat up yards. Not the way Toronto wants it to go. They had a real successful first defensive play. Also, I have to notice, a lot of teams playing prevent defense, even early on, and it is not working. Quarter pounder with a 25-yard run, and Kansas City will take the advantage. But yeah, that prevent defense last game. Oh, and watch out, almost blocked, but not quite. But Venusaur, characteristically, Missouri's been a passing team, but Venusaur really making himself the main player of that squad. He carried that team on his back that game. Of course, there were a couple contributions from Charizard, but... And that'll be a pretty good return run. But the only successful use of the prevent defense today actually seems to have been Missouri using it to stall out Hell in that last game. And Hell unable to come up with it. Oh, and that is passed into massive amounts of coverage, but Pert will still come away with it. And Toronto will continue to move down the field. Space Marine looking to have his first game without an interception this time. Oh, and watch out, Rutsy ducks out of the way. That was some smooth running. And as a 54-yard run, he fought for that. Was able to duck out of the way and use his speed. Running game has been crucial so far. And Toronto's going for the 2-point conversion. And Toronto will use cockier play calling than Kansas City. That's something we weren't expecting. You have to wonder if that's going to fire up this Kansas City squad. And Geddy Lee will come away with it. Oh, he ducks out of the way, and watch out! Quarter pounder's taken off! Huge, huge return on that. That's going to put him in great field position. And they'll have to score again, because Toronto's going to get it at the start of the second half. Oh, and tipped! Toronto's defense, they have some critical interventions. Lavella Strangado with a tip. Between that and the early 3-yard loss, Toronto making some big defensive plays, just a little inconsistency so far. And Quarter Pounder will run it and call it a gain of 6. And Kansas City lining up. He'll pass it. And Big Mac will come up with another pretty good catch. Still moving up the field. Minute and 15 left in the second quarter. And he's got room to work, and he ducks the defender. Will he see it again? And their cockiness will cost them again. You have to wonder if the coach is going to have a talk with Quarter Pounder. That is another play that has not quite gone through because of showboating. Seems to be a consistent problem with this Kansas City team. Luckily, he will have the skill to back it up, and he will make another touchdown. Toronto potentially on the cusp, and yeah, in response to that last show, Kansas City's going to go for 2 this time, as if to say, well, hey, we can do that too. And they will. Quarter pounder making up for that showboating, and he will make it. And that is a slap to the face for Toronto after that show on their last drive. It'll be a touchback. Toronto has room to work with. They have a minute to make it. And if they're able to score that, they have possession of the ball at the start of the second half. That could be huge for them in terms of momentum. Defensive stop so rare in this league. And watch out, Neil Peart with a huge catch. Toronto doing a good job of mixing it up. They've had a mix of running, passing, some good plays on defense. They look coordinated this game. I know they're down on the scoreboard, but they're really clicking out there in a way that they weren't. Another huge catch from Peart. He is making himself known as one of their weapons this game. Lining up, 20 seconds left. If they can make this, it's huge. Oh, and Rutsey proving himself a dual threat. That's his second touchdown today, because that stat was only his passing touchdown. He can score on any type of play. He is definitely the MVP so far. Looking for that 2-point conversion again, and they will pay for it. And that's the stop. No interceptions from Space Marine so far. But they will pay for that play call. And Kansas City definitely having some form of vengeance. Oh, and he ducks him. Almost wondered if Quarter Pounder was going to spring loose. Quarter Pounder, what an afternoon for him. Maybe he won't get that talk about showboating if he keeps playing like this. If he can walk the walk. And a good pass by Butterburger, but it's brought down before they can execute. And Toronto's going to have the chance to put this game away, or at least increase the lead after the half. 2 impact players, of course, it's Rutsey and Pounder. Yeah, they have been absolute threats. Quarter Pounder with a ton of huge plays, and Rutsey scoring a passing touchdown and a rushing one. He is a regular Marshall Faulk out there with those stats. Time to see what the fans have said. Another very close game. This week has been very close in terms of parity. Flex, DW88. Whopper doing just about nothing so far, 0 yards. But with how Quarter Pounder's doing, you have to wonder if there's a reason for that. Toronto Dork tweeting, "We demand justice for Chris. Hashtag weak. Hashtag Baker." I don't know what he means by that. And at Lil Polly, let's see. And that appears to be some spam there. So we're going to get started with our second half of Kansas City-Toronto football. Kansas City hanging on by a point. And with their play calling so far, Toronto might go for a 1-point extra point, but they've been playing kind of arrogantly so far. They've definitely been able to back it up, but 2-point conversions every play. You have to wonder how that's going to end up for them. Even Kansas City was able to switch it up a bit. And Space Marine will find his man. This time it's moving pictures. Able to pick up 35 yards for being his only catch of the day. That is huge. Space Marine will take the snap. Completes it to Peart. What an afternoon for Peart. He is putting up great numbers. 4 receptions, 92 yards. Both offenses doing a good job of mixing it up. They have mixed in both types of plays. They have not become stagnant. Oh, and watch out. That is so close to a score. Peart with his 5th reception. They have got to find a way to stop him on that Kansas City defense. Oh, my. Lining up, Space Marine will take it, hand it off to Rutsey, and every touchdown has been this guy today, Achi Machi. Rutsey looking to take number 1 on the running back chart. I thought it would be hard to beat Venusaur, and they go for the non-arrogant play call, and Arby's Rubin stops him anyway. What a turn of events. It's still not in field goal range for Kansas City. They have to score, but 20-15. Man, these games have been close so far. You love to see this kind of competitiveness. You just have to pray for the Alka-Seltzer that's going to be needed by some of the fans this week. Holy Cheem's lining up, he's looking, and he'll complete a pass immediately brought down. That's McDouble for 9 yards. Fans definitely get their money's worth so far. We'll have to see if the last 2 games end up being blowouts or not. And quarter pounder again. The running backs, the undisputed end-all, be-all. They're the alpha and the omega of this game. 6 attempts, 116 yards, 2 touchdowns. Quarter pounder, what an evening. And it is the league of the running backs today. And he will make it. More showboating. He's backed up every bit of it, though. Quarter pounder with the touchdown. This is going to be down to the wire. And they're going to go for the field goal. I would have thought they'd go for 2 to put it out of reach. All right, that's a 2-point lead. Toronto could put this game away with a field goal if they get in position. So far, this has been Space Marine's first game without an interception so far, and you got to think he's praying that that doesn't happen. And yeah, and Ivy snores words in the chats. These two teams, they don't like each other, but if it's for the sake of this type of competition, I think that kind of hatred is justified. Oh, and he'll throw it moments after mentioning it! And Space Marine, the most picked off quarterback in the league, at a time that it couldn't have been much worse. And this Toronto squad's misery will continue. Oh, and that might put the game away. Big Mac with a 4-yard run. What terrible timing. You have to wonder if Dublin's luck will be any better. And they line up for 2 points on top of it. And they'll pay for it. And this might be a first, folks. If Toronto can score and get a 2-point conversion, they could tie the game up. We might see overtime. We've never seen it so far. And Rutsey having an absolutely fantastic afternoon. Will he be able to bail the team out? Space Marine with at least 1 interception in each game. He had 2 last week. He has got to work on that pass selection, and it has dropped. Uncharacteristic. Is this another Toronto collapse? Minute and 24 seconds. I don't think Toronto's fans can take much more. Tipped again. Bone and Wings deflected it. Why are they not giving it to Rutsey? He has scored over and over again this game. But I guess because it's the 4th, they feel like they have to pass, but an interception's what put him in this mess. And it's caught. Pert will move the chains again. He has had a historic evening. But this game is running out of time. The potential for overtime is strong, but they have to score and get the 2-point conversion. And this Kansas City squad has proven they're more than up to the task of stopping it. And it is blocked. Double Cheeseburger jars the ball loose. This Toronto team, they're looking off rhythm. They're looking nervous. And he just barely gets the pass off. That is massive. And Geddy Lee might have just given the shot in the arm to this offense that they needed. Still, you have to wonder. There's 47 seconds left. That's time for them to make it. And Toronto will call a timeout. Geddy Lee is bailing them out. 39 seconds left. This is a dramatic week. We've had a mix of parity, and some teams that have not been able to quite make it work, like our resident loser Dublin. But this week has been just down to the wire, and they will choose to let the clock run. Space Marine, he's looking, trying to even it up. And it is jarred loose. 10 seconds left. Double quarter pounder deflects it. It's down to this. It's either overtime or loss for this Toronto team. There is no other option. And it's a touchdown by Geddy Lee. It'll all be down to the conversion. And they have to go for 2 to even it up. How will this end up? Space Marine's looking. No, he dropped it! And another heartbreaking Toronto game. Not like this. Oh, I'm glad Space Marine's not watching. He would be beside himself. And with a 26-28 game, they lose in heartbreaking fashion. So close to overtime. And Space Marine letting his team down. Another interception. Historic running game from Rutsy. Rutsy scoring so many points. And for nothing, this Kansas City crowd recovering from the heartburn, and they will walk away with a 2-point victory. Another close game. 4-point margin in the first game. 2-point margin in the second. What is it about this week? Will all the other games follow suit? And yeah, Quarter Pounder, the player of the game. And yeah, we'll have to see if Kansas City, maybe there's some butter on the ball. We don't know, but there's only one interception, though. Quarter Pounder saying, we live rent-free in their heads. Just hope that this beating we gave them helps them become better people in the future. What a thing to say to a team that's now 0-3 and has known nothing but heartbreak. Good lord. And possibly the most downtrodden fan base in the league, Toronto's going to have another week without a dub. And if Dublin joins them, they'll be in miserable company. And if Dublin wins, the Toronto fan base will officially be the most downtrodden we've got. But with that, we are moving on to Game 3. Can it possibly equal either of those? It's going to be between the Cruz Azul Cementos and the Hype Komodos. Last week, it was Guadalajara versus Hell. This week, it's Cruz Azul versus Hype. Both of Humco's teams coming head-to-head. And now live from Cement Field. You gotta wonder if this Cruz Azul home crowd is a little nervous with how this has been going. And my pardon, it's Estadio Olimpico. It might as well be Cement Field. But continuing, some matchups today. An array of anime adventurers versus some lizard lick towing. Today's rivals, it is Hype Komodo, Fire Dragon, and Hype Gecko versus Makinochi Ippo, Takeshi Sendo, and Shield Hero, looking to make themselves known on this Cruz Azul team. And Humco, who's proven to be almost unstoppable with his mobility. And Cruz Azul is going to be wanting to get the win on this one. By far the most successful team in the foreign division so far. Actually, no, they're American. Never mind. I keep forgetting it's North and South America. And Cruz Azul will kick it away, so Cruz Azul will get possession in the second half. Not that it's helped teams today to have that. But Humco has been almost unstoppable with his mobility. We'll have to see if the Hype Komodos can step up to it. But now, Komodos are looking. Hype Komodo still looking. He's got time, and he'll complete it to Hype Lizard for a gain of 7. For a team that is centered around Hype, their game has been one of death by inches. You don't see a lot of big plays from this team. And Cruz Azul appears to be playing prevent defense too. I don't know what has been hanging back, but watch out. Hype Fire Gecko is sprung loose. He's got some blockers. Will he make it? And Hype will strike early. Hype Fire Gecko will get their crowd fired up. And this Cruz Azul home crowd has gotten a bit quieter. They line up for the extra kick, but Cruz Azul known to prevent some of those. But they will make it. They'll get the extra point. Ivy Snore spamming the Hype Komodo emote, the traditional celebrational symbol of the team. And it's kicked. It'll be a touchback. The Hype Kick Modo, one of the best kickers in our league. And this Cruz Azul offense will get the chance to show if they can maintain their dominance that they have in the last couple weeks. Ichigo with a huge week last week, on top of Humco being able to run like almost no other quarterback in the league. Second down, pretty good gain. They line up, it's 2nd and 2. this cement squad. Ichigo fights for a bit. Actually, that's Chad on the play. Never mind. I thought it was the running back, but no. And Chad will truck for a few extra yards. Snap to Humko, and he will go to the running game again. And that, watch out. And actually, it is Humko. Bit of trick play on there. And he'll continue to be one of the most dominant quarterbacks. His sheer speed. And you could see it in that play right there. That was an explosive run. And they will also line up for the field goal. No 2-point chicanery here so far. And Midoriya will score it. It is even. Two teams, both with pretty quick scores. It's kicked away. For once, it's not a touchback. Hype Skink. And he'll get a decent run. Return for about 17 yards. But it's on the 22. If they had just taken a knee, they would have gotten more out of that. And the Hype Komodo is looking, his lizard-like senses, and he's going to spring for it, as if to say, listen, Humko, I can do it too. And that's a massive run, 30 yards. Looking to show that he's got feet too. And just like those weird lizards that run across the water, so too did the Hype Komodo. Another good passing play. Both offenses clicking. Defenses have struggled today. Hype Komodo's lining up. 2nd and 2. Not the first time we've seen that situation this game. Oh, and a nice reverse pitch. Attempted a trick play. Will it work for them? It is a first down. Some surprising redirection in the playbook on the Hype Komodos today. Trying to keep it exciting for the crowd. It's almost a Globetrotter show out there. That's a good running play from Hype Water Gecko. And they've established the pitch. This game feeling a little good-natured compared to some of the games we've had today. Oh, a fumble! It is recovered, but what a potentially disastrous bit of timing. And Ivy Snore pointing out the speed of these players. You always have to wonder how the matchups are going to go. And that'll be brought down immediately. It's 3rd and 11. Question is, if you're the Hype Komodos and you don't get this first down at the goal line, do you go for a field goal? And they're going to have to make that decision. They're not able to get it. Do you go for it when you're this close, or do you go for the field goal? And they'll line up for the field goal. Hype Kikmodo trying to earn his paycheck. And it's blocked. They will pay for their decision. Gone Freak says no. And the hype may have just died in this stadium, but not for the Cruz Azul crowd. It is 2nd and short. And no further scores will happen, which means it is Cruz Azul's ball at the start of the next half. I think this one's going to come right down to the wire, too. Hype Fire Gecko being a great blocking back, able to make himself known with his touchdown, and Humko continuing to be the fastest quarterback that we've seen week to week. And it is tied up at the half. What do our fans have to say? Looks like we're having a bit of trouble on that feed from Twitter, but Ivy Snore, as always, spamming the surprised Ivysaur emotes. And it looks like our feed is down, folks. I don't think we're going to get any peek at what the fans have to say. We'll have to wait till after the game. Might just be too close to call. Stunned silence fills the PFL worldwide. But, you know, if this discrepancy continues between the American division and foreign division, you have to wonder what that means for the Plebs Bowl. And that's a big catch from Naruto. But if this dichotomy continues, you could end up with a heavily favorited American representative. Foreign might have to fight for their reputation. That was a 9-yard run. Pretty good run. They line up, 2nd and 1. And it is pitched. And you have to question the juke on that one. I feel like he would have made it if he hadn't have put himself back with that. Regardless, Hypekimo's get the stop, but that running back... And some receivers, Sasuke with one of his first catches all season. He has not been targeted often. You have to wonder when they're going to go for the QB run. That's such a part of their offense, but can teams even stop it if they expect it? And Chad goes nowhere on that. Hypekimoto stepping up their defense. They have stopped the run the last couple plays. Humko's looking. Oh, and it's dropped. Hype Gator jars the ball loose, whatever you want to call it. And we are now in the fourth quarter. Both teams, this is neck and neck. One-score game, uncharacteristic for these offenses. Cruz Azul looking to do anything. Humko not springing loose. He's looking. He will find his man. They will get the first. Rock Lee energizing this defense like a damn bunny with a drum. Cruz Azul lining up, trying to come away with the lead in this. It has been this for that, tit for tat, and he will catch it. Chad will move it to 6 inches. Sorry, 2nd in inches. I don't know where I got that from. Ginger Giant may be having a stroke, folks. It's more likely than you think. And pass a 3rd in inches. And yeah, that one fatal mistake might determine who wins this game. They are inches away from that first. They'll go for a pitch play. You think it'd be an inside run. And what happened with that defender? Just let Ichigo run right by him. I don't know if he got misdirected or what happens. That might be the fatal mistake you were talking about, Ivy. And they're just barely able to get that field goal away. It is 14-7. And Cruz Azul, they will kick it off. The Hypekimotos have time. They have a minute. Which for a lot of these teams, like, that's all they need. And it is snapped. He's looking. And the pass is complete. Oh, and he jukes a defender. Hype Gecko looking to try to give his team some life. The question is, if they make the touchdown, do they kick it in for 1 to tie it and go to OT? Or do they go for 2 to take the lead? This game is too close. Hype will call a timeout. They have 44 seconds to try to win this thing, or at least tie it up. Oh, and he'll run right through. That might be what they needed. Misses the defender. And they have it. Will they tie it up or try to go for it? And will it do anything for him if they do? And they're going to try to tie it. Folks, we will either see overtime, or if Cruz Azul can manage it, a field goal would put this away. Makes you wonder if we're going to see a big run from Humko. We haven't seen his mobility too much outside the first half. And Ivy continues to hope for OT. Why do you want to be here extra time? I don't get it. Oh, not able to come up with it. Deflected by Komodo Dragon, by which I mean he tackled the shit out of him. And they will line up. Ball is snapped. Oh, Humko goes for a run. He is brought down. That's a 5-yard loss. Komodo Dragon is a menace this drive. Third and 15. That is a terrible position for this Cruz Azul team. He's looking. He's still looking. He goes out of bounds. Humko's looking shaken. It's 4th down. They'll have to kick it. 4th and 27. That was a terrible drive for this Cruz Azul team. Oh, watch out. Well, folks, it hasn't happened before. We're going to OT. Wait, what? I guess they had time? Folks, this commissioner commentator is utterly baffled. So, I guess they stole the second that they had in that first game and gave it to themselves. What the fuck? Ivy, spam that not like this emote for Humco in the chat, because that made... I guess the power of hype isn't always predictable. What is happening with the clock here? Every game is a chance to learn and improve. I'm still growing as a player and as a leader, so I got my work cut out for me. Folks, I try to be impartial. You know me. I do stay impartial with Dublin games. What the fuck? I have no words. That was bullshit. Cruz Azul was robbed. Hype Komodos might have made themselves the villains with that. So, baffling. The biggest point margin today is still 4 points. What the fuck was that? They must have stolen Hell's second that they had in the first game and given it to themselves. I don't know. We don't even have penalties in our game, but the refs are still on crack. But with that, we'll see. We'll see what could top that with bullshittery. Guadalajara is playing Dublin in Game 4. And, shit. Folks, I have a confession to make. I accidentally hit the sim button. And it says it's 0-7. Oh no. I'm gonna try to back out. It's probably not gonna work. Oh, I'm lucky that not that many people are watching. Oh, Pokelocker's gonna be so pissed. Well... oh, that's not good. That's not good. Well, folks, this week started as a highly competitive, amazing, nail-biting series of 2 games, and it turned into absolute buffoonery and bullshittery. With that, I think we're going to end off the week. That was by complete accident. Your intrepid host hit the wrong button. You can say hashtag rigged. I didn't want Dublin to win like this. This isn't what I wanted. I didn't want a 7-0 game decided. Technically, it's all decided by computer, but that is not the way that we try to do things. And Ivy Snore, shut the fuck up. Your team is 3-0. Get fucked. But folks, with that unnecessarily hostile end, this is your host, Ginger Giant, apologizing deeply. We're gonna see if Week 4 is a little less bullshit than that. With that being said, Toronto continues to be the only 0-3 team in the league. Oh, not like this. Hashtag not like this. Well, folks, that is a questionable ending to the week, but it is an ending nonetheless. We will move on to Week 4 next week. We will see if narratives can be undone. Oh, the VOD might have an angry Pokelocker comment on this. And yeah, Ivy Snore, that hashtag is very confirmed. Glad that we only had a couple viewers. That being said, thank you both for turning up tonight and witnessing the sheer buffoonery that was this week. We will see if that continues. Oh man, I'm gonna have to never make that mistake again. Folks, have yourselves a good night. I will hop on Discord later if anyone hops on, but in the meantime, I'm gonna need a break for a bit to recover from that. Everyone, have a good night, and God bless.